Mpumalanga is on high alert as heavy rains are expected to hit the province. There is concern that this could lead to flooding. That's after Cyclone Eloise made landfall in Mozambique. To look at the risks in Mpumalanga, George Mthethwa, spokesperson for the Cooperative Governance Department, joins me now live. Mr. Mthethwa, thank you very much for your time here on ENCA. Of course, you're expecting heavy rainfall in the province tomorrow. How ready are we for the amount of rain that might fall?
Well, good morning to you, Masego, and the viewers. Well, thank you so much also for the opportunity. Well, what we can indicate is that we have activated all our systems from the point of local government and sector departments that are playing a key role in disaster management. We must indicate that, of course, we are on a high alert as the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. So far, we have a stockpile of relief material that we've actually prepared so that we can provide the necessary support to communities that will be in distress as is anticipated. We've got a stockpile of tarpaulins that will be utilized for temporary shelter. We have a stockpile of sponges or mattresses, if you want to refer it that way. We also have material that will clean the water so that they are hygienic in case if the heavy rain sustains for a number of days. But we must also indicate that local government is actually on the forefront of this support that we expect so that we can provide the necessary relief material. Well, our municipalities have actually prepared transport so that they can evacuate those communities that might be lying in areas that might be risky. For example, if you located in the riverbanks or the dams, we have to provide an evacuation mechanism so that we can rescue such communities. But we must say that it's all system goes if this prediction goes ahead.
Now, if you're predicting the rain to fall tomorrow, when are these measures going to be taking place in terms of going to these low-lying areas and trying to get people to evacuate before the rain falls, because we don't want to be reactionary?
Well, we must indicate, in fact, experience has taught us. Remember, Mpumalanga is actually prone to such disasters. You'll remember at some stage there was a prediction about a storm again that was coming from Mozambique. And as we monitored, the weather patterns, we then realized that later that it's not going to happen as it has been anticipated. But again, we try as much as we can not to actually spend the little resources that we have over something that may not eventually take place. So all that we are doing, in fact, we've just been in a meeting whereby we check the extent of our readiness just some few minutes ago. I must say that we have municipalities that are strategically placed, especially the ones that have been identified as municipalities that are likely to experience the heavy downpours. All of these are systems that are ready so that at any given time, we should be able to move into those distressed communities. But we must say that all the material is actually readily available. It will be dispatched at any given time. Our transport mechanism, they are all on standby so that they can dispatch the required material.
What's your communication to those community members in low-lying areas? We've experienced, for instance, here in Gauteng, where government would probably try and move people, but people don't want to leave their belongings behind, so they don't want to go where the government is suggesting that they go.
Well, Masego, your question is quite vital, especially at this period where we are edgy. We're also fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. What we have done is that we have launched massive communication system together with our local municipalities. We have already issued notices. For example, in Bushbuck Ridge, the notice started going out as early as yesterday. The city of Mbombela has also been on board. And of course, we expect the other municipalities, your Tebisile Hani, your Dr. Pixley Sakasene, to follow suit. But what is key is that we use every available platform, and we must appreciate ENCA to have also afforded us this opportunity. Our key message in all of this communication is that our people should monitor, one, the weather pattern, but should it happen that we now experience, or we are now in the middle of the rain, those who are lying in the borders or in the next to, in fact, within the proximity of the rivers and the dams, should monitor the water level so that they can then start moving away. We have also established a disaster toll-free number, which is 0800 202 507. It's a toll-free number that they can use so that we can move in to provide the necessary support. But what is also key is that once we have, a rainy day, we expect motorists to drive very precautiously on the roads, because our roads will obviously be slippery. And those who are, lying under the power lines, they must avoid at all costs not to walk under those power lines to prevent lightning. So all of this is actually meant to save lives, Masego.
Well, thank you very much indeed for your time. That is, of course, the COGTA spokesperson in Mpumalanga, George Mthethwa.